What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel where I do music reviews. My name is Aaron, and if you got anything you want me to check out, new, old, album, single, EP, whatever, leave a comment below letting me know what it is, and I'll get you squared away. But for today's review, we're going to be checking out the new EP, Pure Like Porcelain, by the band Like Moths To Flames. Like Moths To Flames is a metalcore band from Ohio. They started around 2010. They currently have 5 studio albums, and Pure Like Porcelain is their 5th EP. Their last album, No Eternity in Gold, was kind of split down the middle on how it was received. People either loved it or they just weren't really all that into it. Me personally, I just thought it was just okay. They took a more genty approach to it. The production was really cleaned up. It sounded really crisp. It sounded really good, but it just didn't really have any memorable moments, or just not that many. I did a review on the song Year of the Moth, and yeah, it was just okay. It just didn't stand out all that much to me, which kind of makes me sad because I know that this band has just so much potential. Like, if you go through some of their past albums, they got some killer sounds and great hooks and fantastic tracks, and there's not really a single song that I dislike that they have, but there's not really a full album or anything like that that I'm absolutely in love with. It's more like just kind of cherry-picked songs here and there through each one of their albums. The EP opens up with the song Ameliorite, which means to take something that's not good or unsatisfactory and to make it better. The song starts out with a very chunky, dynamic, deathcore sounding intro. The vocals have an old school feel to them, along with the lead guitar melody that's playing in the background, and the verse kind of reminds me of something you would hear from like early metalcore, but it does still sound very fresh and new. And the chorus has very powerful, passionate cleans with a more open drum section and a little bit more of a dynamic guitar riff that's not quite as quick. The breakdown is super dope, and I just love how there's so much going on in this song between the guitar melodies and the vocals and the drums and the rhythm guitar just chugging along in the background. It's just so much, but you could hear literally everything that's going on. I listened to this song a couple times even on my TV, which does not have speakers that's made for this, and everything was very clear. The second song, Views from Halfway Down, is a BoJack Horseman reference from the TV show. In there's a poem of the same name about somebody who jumps off of a bridge, and it goes through the perceptions of that person who jumped. It goes through the emotions of the initial jump, and then the acceptance of the jump, and then sadly the regret of the jump. And it starts out with a very cool sounding guitar riff and vocals that are very atmospheric. The verse keeps the same kind of guitar part, but it just adds a little bit more heat on it as the vocals become more aggressive as well. The lyrics are just pure poetry, and it has a phenomenal hook going into the chorus, and the breakdown goes kind of against breakdown rules, I guess, because the tempo doesn't really drop off. It stays very fast-paced, very full sounding all the way through, at least until the breakdown in the outro. But the first breakdown that we hear, because it's so fast, it just keeps that energy going. It keeps it just so intense, and it just flows right back into the final chorus. The Preservation of Hate was the first single to be released for this EP, and it reminds me a lot of something that Fit for an Autopsy would release, specifically off of the album Sea of Tragic Beasts. The guitar riff and the drums are just pure chaotic. It's almost like they're battling out to see who could be more over the top, or who could be more in the spotlight and more crazy and technical and intense. The chorus becomes a little bit more open with more vocal presence to it. And the breakdown, unfortunately for me, it just wasn't as huge as I was expecting it to be, considering how intense this song is. But I feel like because the song is so intense, it's really hard to make something like that just feel even bigger than the rest of the song, just because there's so much energy, so much power going through it. Yeah, as soon as the breakdown comes in, it's kind of underwhelming, I guess you could say. Gnashing of Teeth has a haunting buildup that gets interrupted by distorted vocals and a dynamic guitar riff. In fact, this is probably one of the coolest sounding guitar passages I've heard in a while. It's semi-genty, kind of reminds me of something that Era would do. It's very progressive sounding. It's kind of all over the place. It plays all the way through the scale, it sounds like. It's just, there's a lot to it, and it takes a little while for it to repeat, so it just adds a lot more technicality to it. The clean vocals signal that the chorus is coming in, because technically the music stays the same for the most part. All the characteristics of the heavy, chunky, distorted guitars are there. The drum work is still the same, but still manages to be catchy. This song is basically just an aggressive slugfest that is going to be a crowd favorite, probably live. And I think the thing that makes this stand out the most compared to other songs that have the same purpose is the chorus. The chorus isn't trying to be something that this song isn't. In other words, a lot of bands will have this really heavy, aggressive song that's going to get the crowd riled up, get them moshing around. And then the chorus will be this kind of like the Eye of the Storm thing where it opens up, the vocals are all drawn out, they're really pretty sounding and they're clean, and then it goes right back into it again, which it all sounds good, but it's something that's been done about 1,000 times by almost every single band that's in metalcore now, and I love that they don't do that. In fact, the clean vocals, they just kind of sneak in there. Like the distorted vocals just sort of get replaced. They're not more in front of the mix or anything, and I really enjoyed that they did that. It doesn't take it away from how aggressive the song is. In fact, I feel like it adds to it a little bit more maybe. The closing track, Do Not Resuscitate, is very, very vulnerable song. The verse has got some highs and lows musically. It's kind of all over the place. The vocals are pretty much what bring out all the emotion in this song. The chorus is gigantic and full of passion, and it's almost kind of tender sounding while still having an aggressive musical section, which just makes it hit so much harder. The lyrics are full of sorrow and just honest emotion, and he's completely open about the way how he feels with depression and even going into suicide a little bit. It's a great closer for this EP, considering it brings like this narrative to an end, and then the buzzsaw breakdown at the end was really great as well. I'm glad that they didn't use that tone of guitar on all of their breakdowns. It just fit this song so well. This is Like Moths To Flames at their peak. Even the vocalist Chris said that this is what he always envisioned the band sounding like, and yes, this is pure perfection as far as what this band can possibly do. It's like a mix of everything that they've done before in the past, just all piled up into a 5-song EP. Even the production on this is perfect. It's super dynamic. It doesn't get all muddied up when there's a million different things going on. You can hear everything crystal clear, and you don't feel like you're missing out on any one sound or trying to really focus on anything to really hear it. You can hear the little guitar melodies in the background, the bass, the drum work, the clean vocals, even when they're a little bit behind the mix. Everything just sounds so good. If anything, this EP just showed me how underrated this band is, considering just how talented they are and what they could really do. The only thing that's wrong with this EP is that it's not longer and it's not a full freaking album. I feel like they're holding out on us. If this is the kind of stuff they're writing, we need like 11 or 12 songs, because this is just not enough. So with all that said, I gotta give Pure Like Porcelain by Like Moths To Flames a 5 out of 5. Like Moths To Flames really redefined themselves with this EP, and I very much look forward to anything else they're coming out with. Hopefully we get an album from them soon, because they're just absolutely going to kill it. But I want to know what you guys think. Leave a comment below letting me know what you thought of Pure Like Porcelain, and let me know what you would rate it. And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to give it a like. Leave a comment below letting me know what I should review next. If you want to help support me and my channel, what I do here, please consider subscribing and ringing the bell icon. That way you don't miss out on my future stuff. Doing any of those things helps me out tremendously. Even if you hate my video and you give it a dislike, that's totally fine as well. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch my video and listen to me talk. And I hope you guys all have a good rest of your day or night, whenever you have to be watching this, and I will talk to you guys next time. I was trying to make it lying